All right, today is March 10th, 2019. Confidence Bible Study. I'm just going to read four devotions out of Open Windows that we had started. Monday, September 5, Seasons of Beauty. Devotional passage, Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 11. Read the Bible through Ecclesiastes 1 through 3, 1 Corinthians 10. He has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. Ecclesiastes 3:11. The author of this passage, King Solomon, wrapped up his third chapter of Ecclesiastes with a beautiful bow of understanding life's seasons, that God makes everything beautiful in his time. There is a time for everything, and in the midst of what you have been walking through today, God is sovereign. He knows about every chapter of your life and is weaving a beautiful plan through your story. Ultimately, that plan will point you to him. Though we may not know the vastness of God's sovereignty, we do not know his victory. Rest in this truth. Christ's victory over this life and over all sin is hope, not only for our future and our eternity, but for our present life in him. What a beautiful hope to know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. Romans 8:28. Father, thank you for reminding me of your sovereignty in the midst of my life. Help me to live each day by placing my hope in you. Tuesday, September 6th, Strength in Numbers, devotional passage, Ecclesiastes 4, 9 through 12. Read the Bible through Ecclesiastes 4 through 11, 1 Corinthians 11. And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 4:12. Many years before Luke wrote about the fellowship of the early Christians, see Acts 2:42 through 47, God inspired King Solomon to write about the importance of godly relationships. As a Christian, your faith is very personal, but it is not private. God never intended for you to walk through this life alone. No matter what your situation may be, someone is willing and able to walk with you through it. I've seen this played out again and again through my relationship with my husband. Through the grace and wisdom, I have learned how to respond with more discernment in difficult situations and how to pray fervently when I have felt like giving up. My husband has taught me to believe wholeheartedly that Christ's love never fails. Adding to this mix, joining a small group has strengthened our faith and confidence as Christians. I've learned that there is power and strength in godly companionships. Today, utilize the people God has placed in your life. Never strive to work at life alone. Live it with others under Christ's headship. Father, help me to lean on godly companionship and leadership as I seek to honor and obey you today. Wednesday, September 7th, Call of Duty. Devotional passage, Ecclesiastes 12, 9 through 14. Read the Bible through Ecclesiastes 8 through 12, 1 Corinthians 12. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Ecclesiastes 12:13. After King Solomon shared the reality of life's meaninglessness, see Ecclesiastes 1:1 through 18, he concluded his book with a summary statement on the chief aim of humankind. Solomon affirmed that life's value and purpose are found in the discipline of fearing God and obeying his commandments. There is no greater freedom felt, life lived, or purpose granted than knowing and understanding God through his word. In this verse, Solomon shares that it is not man's duty to toil through life alone, but to rest in and trust the leadership of God. The way you live your life today is preparing the soil from which your legacy will grow. Your life now will have an impact on your joy tomorrow. Everything is meaningless without fearing God and living life out of that humbling, reverent fear. Remember the great apostle John's words as he talked about Jesus. He must increase, but I must decrease. John 3:30. Father, thank you for what you have done on my behalf, for your sacrifice and unconditional love. Today, help me to deny my flesh and lean on you. Let my life reflect the truth of your commandments. One more. Thursday, September 8th, Love Never Fails. Devotional passage, 1 Corinthians 13:1 through 13. Devotional passage, 1 Corinthians 13:1 through 13. Read the Bible through Song of Solomon 1 through 4, 1 Corinthians 13. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth. 1 Corinthians 13:7 through 8a. No personal story can compare to the greatest living example of this verse. Jesus Christ is demonstrated by our Lord himself in the parable of the prodigal son, see Luke 15:11 through 32. There is nothing we will ever do that can separate us from being God's delight. It is in the cross of Christ that we both see Galatians 6:14, never in ourselves. No matter how holy we may think we are nothing apart from fearing God and obeying his commandments. This means that the love with which we love others is possible only because of the fruit of the Spirit out his life through us. No matter how we have sinned, strayed, ignored, or pushed aside the grace and mercy God has shown us, he still loves us through it all. See Romans 8:31 through 39. Stretch the limits of your knowledge. Go as far as everything you know will take you. Then make sure God's love is evident in your life as one who is directly loved by him. Father, allow me the quiet time today to meditate on your love for me. Help me to love others as you have loved me.